See, there's the difference. I spend half the day on my phone when I'm at work. That's what gets me through it.
Right.
So Vince McMahon is back.
Oh, I did see where everybody was talking about him saying he was going to come back. I didn't know he was back.
Well, him saying he's coming back and he's majority owner of the company is pretty much the same as him being back. I haven't seen one person say, thank God. Not one person.
No, I haven't either.
And I've got to believe that the board of directors has some say in this, because everything from the reports on the locker room all the way up to just the product since he's been gone has improved drastically.
That's why I started watching it again, was because he was gone.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Me too. And has it all been roses? No, they're still, hitting a lot of bunts, and some of them are going foul.
Yeah.
But I saw that Dutch Mantel recently stated on either his podcast or a podcast that if he were still there and if he were in charge of anything, he would fire the entire women's division, with the exception of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, then I would turn around and hire them back just so they know that I could.
Oh. I was going to say Ronda would be the first I let go.
I haven't quite. I mean, he was talking about Tegan Knox being back and that she's not ready, and that she shows a lack of confidence in her performance, and that she's slow to execute, and her arm drags, as he put it, were absolutely pathetic. I don't like.
She was very. Yeah, she was very stutter step when she came in with Liv last week. So.
Yeah, but being with Liv, doesn't that make you automatically want to stutter a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have a feeling what they're going to do is make them a tag team to go after the tag belts.
So they're going to try and see if they can't stumble their way into the tag team title?
Something like that. They got to do something with Liv, because the hardcore thing wasn't going over either. So.
No. Purist, what's up, buddy? Heard about Regal. Well, I know that
now Regal I did hear about.
Well, aside from the fact that he's gone, what did we need to hear about?
That he's going to have a vice president position at WWE.
Maybe not now.
It was supposed to start at the beginning of the year after the new year.
Andrew Roberts, what's up with you, man? And he might start it still. I don't know. So I guess there's this documentary on McMahon that drops real soon, next week maybe, or something like that. And everyone's saying it's an awful coincidence in the timing of his announcement, along with the fact. Infrared TV, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. And Chuck in the house. What's up, Chuck? He's got the coolest fonts on his name, man. Look at that. And he manages to do that on everything he does. I'm not sure what he's doing to his keyboard to achieve that, but keep it up, man. So yeah, there's the talk that Vince McMahon is back. Go ahead.
All right.
You all right, man? You eat something bad?
I don't know. Just the fact if he comes back, it needs to be a hands off. I'm a figurehead. That's it.
Oh,
leave shit alone.
That's like saying if Donald Trump gets reelected,
I know. I'm asking for a lot here, but
no, you're asking for the damn impossible. It's just not going to happen. So stop it. You have a better chance of seeing a fat guy in a red suit coming down your chimney than you do that.
I do not want Rob Reiner coming down my chimney. Thank you very much.
Does he have a red suit?
I'm sure he does somewhere.
There you go. Chuck says weird text generator. Is that like the name of this thing? Like, do you go and get weird text generator and then it does this funky stuff?
I bet that's what it is.
The other
now,
big headline.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, real quick, I was going to say you mentioned his documentary. The only other I didn't really hear about that one, but I guess on Peacock they do have a one on Ric Flair coming out. I think it's going to be like around the end of the month.
Yeah, so it's also very close proximity. Now that's on again. It is on Peacock, part of the network, if I understand.
Yeah.
And then Vince McMahon's is not.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, somebody out in the chat, you guys got to know what the detail is on that. I know it's not it might be on Peacock Network, but it's not part of WWE TV.
It might be in just Peacock's documentary channel.
Well, it could be for USA Network or something like that. That's what I'm not sure. Or even Fox with SmackDown.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
If anybody out there knows the details on that, just post it up there and we'll touch on that a little bit better. Speaking of touching on things, right. Riddle was written off of wrestling on TV last weekend with a brutal beatdown, which now we find out is the real reason why is because he failed another drug test. And he was told that if he fails another one after that he's going to have to get the Jeff Hardy treatment. And then on top of that, he decided to marry a porn star.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I don't know. I've never been a Riddle fan. I'm less now than I was before. I just don't. Yeah, I never got the draw of this dude and his bro bullshit and his little unicycle skateboard bullshit to the ring.
Well, you kind of touched on it. I mean, everybody knows about Jeff Hardy's usage. Everybody knows about Rob Van Dam's usage. He was just, I think, trying to play off that as that, type of cool character and stuff. Oh, he said it's on Vice tonight. Thanks, Infrared.
What time tonight? We might have to wrap this up real quick. Well, that makes sense. He makes the announcement today and then his documentaries today. So he's stating that he made a mistake in stepping down and that it was because he received bad advice.
Yeah, he said that he believed that it would have blowed over. If he would have stayed in charge with all this going on, their stock would have tanked. I guarantee you.
Well, there's a lot of fear that him announcing a return is going to cause that same effect.
Well, somebody should have made him keep his mouth shut.
Damn it, when you're 51% owner.
Oh, yeah. But just because you own something don't mean you're what's best for business.
And as somebody was saying, Vince is doing what's best for him, not necessarily what's best for the company.
True. Because all he's going to do is hand over the keys to the kingdom to either Tony or somebody else if he comes back in and changes shit back the way it was. Because they will lose a lot of people, me included.
It's going to be ugly. Keith O'Toole, what's happening, buddy?
I like it, actually, Keith.
Yeah, you're in favor of it. I guess we'll be on opposite sides of the fence at this point. NXT is supposed to be a developmental territory. I just don't. I mean, the only reason I was okay with Ziggler holding the title for a while is the fact that he's been the most unappreciated, underrated, underused talent they have on the main roster for a decade. So at least somewhere he gets to shine. But the New Day, A, they're past their prime. B, they've done it already. They were the longest reigning tag team champions in history until recently. But okay. I don't know. I just think let the young folks learn, let them get in there, let them have their belts. Okay, you've had all this time in the spotlight. I don't mind them wrestling in NXT and helping develop guys and putting them over, but carrying any of the gold, no, that for me it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I find that a bad business plan, in my opinion.
Well, on that same note, Mandy Rose then never should have had the women's title down there.
Yeah, but again, Randy Rose wasn't doing jack shit on the main roster, much like Dolph. Now she's crushing it over there. She's actually elevated that title to mean something it didn't mean for a long time. And by the way, who better to put it on their roster anyway?
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will say I'm glad to see it off of the two flamboyant ones there, whatever the hell their names were. I won't.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. It'd be like, you didn't like who had the belts, but you don't like who has the belts now. So.
No, I prefer the ones that I didn't like first because at least that's where they belong, is NXT.
Yeah, right.
So 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you again. Make sure you fire up your DVRs for that one. I'm sure it's going to be something.
Right.
Yeah, we can definitely do a watch along. I'm not going to be able to do it tonight, but I did a couple. We did one with the Ric Flair last match, Ric Flair's roast, and one of the Impact pay-per-views. I forget which one, but we'll definitely do more.
Yep.
SLS Gaming, what's up, buddy? Blowed as opposed to blown.
Blown.
Are we talking about Riddle's wife again?
I was going to say it has to be Riddle we're talking about because he got blowed and now he's blown, and it's going to be all kinds of. Woo.
Girlfriend's cat left a little present on top of the bed, and it's not even Christmas yet. All right, let's see. What else we got going on here? Oh, on the 19th, which I think is Monday next week, at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing the tournament, the King of the Ring tournament for the vacant WWF Championship in our little ongoing storyline with WWE 2K22. I had posted a thumbnail of the upcoming event, but didn't have a date and time. People are asking, so that's going to be the official date and time, December 19th at 6 p.m. So if you're not doing anything else on Monday night, stop by. Picked up the cat, put her nose over the present.
I'm sure the cat knows where it came from, so I never found that.
Yeah, I left it for you.
Right.
Let's see what we got here. What defunct belt would you guys resurrect?
The European Championship.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I always liked the belt. I thought they did it right when they first crowned Owen, right? Was the first?
Yep.
Or was it the Bulldog? It was Owen versus the Bulldog.
Actually, it was the Bulldog.
It was the Bulldog.
I think it was the Bulldog. Yeah.
But they actually competed for it and recorded everything in Germany. It's like, what a novel idea. Right. European title being defended and decided in Europe.
Right.
And it was like a really badly lit arena, and it felt great. It just, everything about that was so good. Yeah, that would definitely be the belt.
Yep.
Took the titles from the team called Pretty Deadly. Yeah, Pretty Deadly. Yeah. They're just pretty. I don't know about deadly. Maybe if they have some extra beans in them and they fart a little bit, maybe then they could be. NXT UK. Well, I didn't watch a lot of NXT, which is funny because when they had their debut episode ever, it was like it's a 2-night tournament or something like that. I loved it. I
Right.
thought NXT UK was just awesome. I don't know why I didn't get into it when they had their own show. Maybe lack of time in a day. It just
Yeah.
overwhelmingly too much wrestling going on right now. And it's watering down the product when WWE has like 4 nights and then another 2 nights for AEW. And this part of me sits back here and thinks, gosh dang it, I got to wait till Thursday for Impact. I wish they had a second show. And then I'm like, you know what? No, because it makes
And then
looking forward to Thursday so much more.
Yeah. And then, like I told you, I was flipping through the channel Saturday night and I found Glow. So there's another. I mean, it ain't WWE quality, but
No, it's
the
not.
women aren't bad looking. So,
And if you're not familiar, he's talking about WoW, Women of Wrestling. And
yeah,
I
I did
didn't
say
realize
Glow,
they
didn't
actually.
I?
You did, but it is. I mean, call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
It is Glow. A little
Right.
bit better, less cheese, but still.
Yeah.
What is that ring? 10 by 10?
Yeah. Something like
I
that.
mean, it is the smallest fucking wrestling ring I've ever seen. I feel like I could take 2
It's
steps
like a
and
training
go
ring. That's the size of the ring I used to train in. So yeah, that's
wow.
a tiny ring. And AJ's not bad on commentary, so.
Now I didn't hear I just watched a little bit off of YouTube, so it might have been an older match or something. What night is it on? I'm gonna have to set up a DVR and record
I caught it Saturday night at 10 o'clock on the CW. So
all right.
no, Chuck, I have not got to finish watching Clash of Titans yet. I need to because what we
you can't. We got to watch it together.
Oh.
I was up 4-2.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I
okay, Chuck. So I have to wait till it's on Vince's time to watch it.
Exactly. Everything revolves around me. Have you got what have we just gotten talking about? Vince. Everything revolves around Vince. McMahon, McSham. What's the difference?
Not much.
Nah, not much. Few dollars in the bank account. I tell you that right now.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was something else on my mind, but it'll come back to me maybe. Let's see. The big gold belt. Yeah, that's an easy one to bring back. I do think its lore got beat up a little bit towards the end, though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'd like to see a television title again, too. Something that's defended semi-regularly on TV, just for TV.
Well, God knows there's enough TV to defend one on.
Right.
Bring back the $1 Million Championship. They've tried that. For me, I don't have a use for that anymore. They can't
because he passed it down to DiBiase's son, Junior, didn't he?
No, even more recently, he passed it down to what's his name in NXT.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cameron Grimes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like 8 months ago, give or take. And then it all culminated at a pay-per-view, and Cameron gets the belt, and then DiBiase double crosses him and takes the belt back in the limo and drives off.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it sure does. And you can't bring the title back without DiBiase. They can't bring DiBiase back because of all the federal charges against him right now.
Right.
So I think we've seen the last of that one. Chuck misses the Hardcore Championship. I missed the Hardcore Championship when it was in ECW, and it was just a championship that happened to be in a hardcore organization. Speaking of hardcore, Rob Van Dam goes into the Hall of Fame at the 2300 Arena, I think this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's this Saturday. Somebody can double check that if you want, but surprised he hasn't already been up in the rafters there. I know they started out with Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge making those little half jersey kind of things and hanging them up on the wall as if you were any major arena.
Right.
It's just cool to know that there is a building that recognizes wrestlers as its main commodity. What do we got here? Cena, spinner, belt, sledgehammered would be better. Yeah, that thing was such an atrocity. How that thing even, I don't know. What made that happen? Steve Austin,
He's
yeah,
yeah.
the ringmaster gimmick,
Deep.
but DiBiase Jr. came along before that.
Mm,
It was DiBiase Jr. and Cody at the time. They weren't around for the Attitude Era. Well, Cody might have been,
right.
but DiBiase Jr. wasn't.
But yeah, I saw on a Twitter where DiBiase actually tweeted out a picture of him and Austin together with Austin with the belt. So he just did that today, actually.
Is there like some significance in the belt today that was today the day they rolled
Not
it
as
out?
far
Or
as I
something?
know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, then there's the other thing to talk about. So Alexa Bliss has solidified her position as the number one challenger for Bianca Belair. They get in the ring. Bianca extends her hand. Bliss decides, no, we need to hug. They go for the hug, and next thing you know, Alexa drops her down into the position to do Bray's finisher and holds her there for a moment. And then kind of snaps out of the trance that she was in and apologizes and runs to the back. I have so many mixed emotions about this. Number one,
I honestly, I go ahead.
They fucked the pooch the first time on that. Okay, that whole ending, right? It was terrible. Nobody was happy with it. Didn't help her at all. Fans were not happy. Then you take all this time, and she's been down. Yeah, she went and got married and stuff too. So time away from the ring, what have you. Now you're bringing her back, but you really haven't brought her back well. And then all of a sudden you re-sign Bray. So I get the fact that you have loose ends to tie up, but man, I would have liked to see that ship just sail and just move on and get her back to where she was back when she was a dominant champion.
I honestly think it's going to be a swerve. I don't think it's going to be her. I think it's going to be somebody. There's been a lot of people suspecting that it's actually going to be Asuka.
That what goes with Bray?
Yeah, because of what she's been posting on Twitter and stuff. And if you watch the clips of when her and Alexa are together and the butterfly flashes on the screen.
Yeah, that's what infrared has up here.
Asuka has these. Yep. Yep. So if not her, I think it's going to be somebody else because I think it's going to be just too obvious for it to be Alexa.
I still think there has to be a payoff if he's going to have anything to do with the women's division in any way, shape, or form, which I'm against, but okay, then there has to be some sort of a payback, retribution, something that addresses what happened to him and what role Alexa Bliss played in that.
Right.
I'm not sure they have the ability
now,
to write
I had
that
another. I don't know. Not yet. And I was also thinking today, what if they had two groups? What if, with all these attacks with LA Knight, what if Bray has his group and whoever Howdy is has their group and they actually just go after each other?
Could be interesting. And again, there's a lot of people that think Bray is getting ready to have a fight with Bray. Like somehow they're going to pull off some whacked out cinematic match, maybe. I hope that ain't it, because that would absolutely blow Donkey Donk. Randy Orton is not retired. He is rehabbing. He had back surgery not too long ago.
Right.
So I've got a sneaky suspicion he shows up at the Rumble. Maybe as a late entrant and only does a minute or two in the match. I don't think he'll win it. And if he does that, I guess he's doing much better. I see Cody. I see Cody coming into the Rumble and winning it.
Yeah. And if they don't, they're going to screw the pooch like they did back with who was it? Danielson, I think. When everybody wanted him to win and they gave it to fucking Roman, they'll have a fucking riot on their hands if Cody don't win
it. It's going to be interesting. It's getting to that part of the season, and also 2K23 talk is starting to rumble a little bit too. Pardon the pun.
Oh, keep Vince's hands out of this, please, God. If you have anything for me, keep his fucking hands out of this.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Right. Go home, spend time with Linda and the grandkids, and be happy.
Oh, Linda don't want to spend time with him.
Yeah, I know.
Those
the grandkids probably don't either.
The last time those two probably got intimate together about the same time, Bill and Hillary.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been a while.
Yeah, that's been a while, I'm sure. Yeah, and Dallas is supposed to be coming back. Matter of fact, he even said something about it recently that he's coming back to wrestling. He didn't say WWE, but let's be realistic. He's not going to Impact. Okay, so
right.
And if there were, some people were thinking that Uncle Howdy would have been Barry Windham, which, I wonder if we'll ever find that out, what the situation was with that, if that was ever a part of the plan or even talks. That would suck under the circumstances.
Yeah.
The latest WWE 2K patch, I'm not feeling it. There's nothing to feel. They didn't patch anything, really. It's the same bullshit all over again. The only thing they give a rat's ass about is their online and their money grab, and that's it.
They must have just did that for the consoles, because on Steam, I've yet to have a new patch. The 1.2.
Really?
Really?
Wow. How do you see 2K in the whole trial situation? What trial?
I guess he's talking about Vince.
But what would 2K have to do with that? Was it one of their people that maybe got sexually molested? I have not seen Black Adam. I know it's already available
not
on
yet.
Digital, which I thought was like rocket fast.
Right.
Not a good sign. How did it do at the box office? I mean, I was like, damn, it's already on digital.
I honestly, I don't know. I'm usually up on that stuff, but I hadn't heard anything.
Me either. I think people are getting burnt out on all the superhero things. It's like, enough. Can we come up with something else? And it's not even just superhero things. Then they go and redo them again. It's like with the Spider-Man series,
right.
You had Toby and he did the 3 movies. Then they came out and did 3 new movies, but we're going to start from the beginning again. What the hell?
Right. They keep rebooting and rebooting and rebooting.
Same thing with the Batman. But I'll say one thing, at least when they did the Dark Knight series, that was so much better.
Yeah. Well, see, with Marvel anyways, now that they've introduced the multiverse, they don't have to worry about rebooting anything anymore, because they'll just say, hey, this is this character from an alternate universe. And they can have somebody totally different playing it and not worry about it.
Pierre is talking about Kurt Angle's birthday party. My God, was that the worst thing ever? Honestly, this is exactly what Jim Cornette talks about all the time when you hear him say, lazy booking. Did you see this?
Yeah.
I mean, you literally took the exact shtick that you did 20 years
Hmm.
ago with a
Yeah.
smaller truck.
What he? It was against the Alliance, actually.
Yeah. And it wasn't great then, but back then they were driving trucks, Zambonis, and everything else down and hosing people down every week. So,
Yeah.
whatever. But most of that crowd never saw that shit.
Right.
And they're like, what the hell is this? And not for anything. If I'm sitting across the ring and I'm getting doused with milk and I paid, $250 for a fucking seat. Actually, what am I saying? Ringside Raw is like 600.
Right.
We're gonna have a problem. I thought that was horrible. I think Kurt, in the condition he's in right now, it's kind of hard looking at him and seeing him so frail looking, and he's got
Yeah.
the arms right now reminding me of Paul Orndorff.
Oh God, yes.
I don't know. I didn't think that was good at all. I didn't think there was a single part of that. I get the nostalgia. I just don't think anybody gave a rat's ass about it. I know I didn't.
I mean, I like seeing Kurt and stuff, but I think they could have done a better spot for him. D-Train!
Hard to believe, isn't it?
I know, right?
D-Train is in the house. Now, don't get offended now, buddy, when I tell you this, but there's now 2 D trains out here.
Yeah, we got fooled the other week.
Yeah, apparently Blaze has a D train on his as well, and he was on our show, so this D train jumped on. And I thought it was you I was talking to, and he had to correct me and say, "No, Vince, this is one of my D trains." I said, "There's more than one D train, but you're our D train, so just know that."
Right.
I don't watch Raw anymore, so I have no idea what's going on today. Tom, you ain't missing much. You're not. And I really thought it was going to get better with Hunter in charge, and it is better than it was. I mean, we got to call a spade a spade. Is it good though? No, it's not good. I guess they put the majority of their better talent and writing team. Maybe it's more about the writing. I don't know, but their stronger players are on SmackDown because it's on Fox and it's a bigger audience and a bigger network.
Yeah,
Is what it is. Right now, there's nothing that touches Roman Reigns and the family. I mean, that's it. That is the hottest ticket they've got.
I'll say this: until they get a world title back on Raw, it's gonna keep, because you can't. It's hard to have a secondary title be your main title for a show. It's stupid.
But at the same time, you never defend a damn thing on the show anyway. So what does it matter? You're gonna have to get the pay-per-view or go to a live show to see it defended.
Yeah, but back in the day, at least the champion always showed up on the show. You can barely get Roman on fucking SmackDown, let alone Raw. So split the titles. At least somebody will be on the show.
Well, the big rumor right now is that Roman defends 2 nights in a row at WrestleMania, each title separately.
I did see that.
Yep. There's a rumor that he loses one. There's a rumor that he loses both. I can see him losing to Cody, and that title stays on Raw with Cody.
Right.
I don't imagine him losing both titles. But he does need to be a little bit more present.
Unless because I've heard rumors that he's about done anyways, and he wants to go do the Hollywood thing. So, I mean, honestly, he might lose them both to, if nothing else, to have some time off.
What a shame too, because it took him so long to finally get over. For all the years, Vince was shoving him down our throats, and we were like, "No, this guy sucks." And then finally, they let him just do his own thing, and that works. And of course, the bloodline is nothing but gold. So at this point, it's kind of like Austin. I mean, Austin could have retired earlier on too, but all of a sudden, boom, you finally got the Stone Cold, you got the world title, you got the company on your back, and now all of a sudden you're banged up too much where you shouldn't even be in the ring. But do you look at Orndorff with his arm?
Yeah.
When you finally get to that point, it sucks that everything else doesn't want to cooperate timing wise, but
I mean, and SmackDown just lost Drew because I think he's finally going to go have his surgery done. That's why he didn't go for the tag belts with Sheamus. It was Sheamus and Butch.
yeah, D-Train, we actually opened up with that.
Yeah.
And it's not much of a rumor. Vince said he's doing it. So whether or not it actually happens, and I think stock prices will have a lot to say about it. I think the stock goes down. Even on the announcement, I think it goes down.
And if the board of directors don't stand up to him on this, then they deserve whatever they fucking get. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Keith O'Toole, nothing beats classic World Wrestling Federation. That's the truth, brother. Preach.
Yeah. Speaking of classic wrestling, also on Peacock, I just watched a documentary on there about the AWA, and it was really good.
A documentary?
Yeah.
And it's part of the WWE channel?
Yeah, it's under their documentaries, yeah. It's
yeah,
about an hour and 40.
Yeah, they had the DVD set for that, where it had the rundown of AWA's history, and then it had a couple of other DVDs with matches.
Oh, okay. I had never seen it, so I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
All their documentaries are really good. I mean, when those DVD sets kept coming out, I'd grab every one of them. It didn't matter what the subject was. World class, AWA. Right. They had the what was that little round table they would do with Gene Okerlund and Michael Hayes and
yeah.
They had the Heat Seekers, and then they had the Babyface, a different category at Conversation. I bought all those son of bitches up as well. Here's a new one. I run GTA and won GTA 6 money drop Clay worldwide. That's a big name.
Yes.
I'm going to call you Run for short. Classic wrestling is the best. Nothing beats 80s and early 90s, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Except maybe the late 70s.
Yeah.
No, not Dinner for Three. That's another one, which is also very good. This was, I think it was called Wrestling Legends or something like that. And Gene Okerlund was always the host. A lot of times it had Jim Ross sitting on the panel. There was usually 4 or 5 altogether. Yeah, I think there were 2 to his left and 2 to his right. He sat center table.
I think they did like one season of it.
There was probably about 6 to 7 episodes altogether. I think I got 4 of them on DVD. They're all on the network, so you can catch them there. But one of them was about the territories, I believe. And they were just great times, and listening to these guys talk stories about some of it, stuff you maybe heard before. A lot of it you probably haven't.
Yep. But yeah, that Dinner for Three is really good. I just watched the one with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Zelina. That was good. Mm-hmm. And then I watched the one with Braun Breaker and Scott and Rick Steiner.
Legends of Wrestling. That was the name. Yep. Like I said, they had about 7 episodes, maybe a little more somewhere in there. But loved everything about the way they did it. Oh, by the way, Jay and I were having a conversation the other day and wondering, we were talking about wrestling figures. I just noticed yours in the shelf. And wondering what percentage of our audience collects, even if it's only like 2 or 3 that you have on a shelf somewhere. But how many of you guys still have or collect actively different wrestling figures, or maybe you just have a couple from the day that you have on a shelf somewhere, and give me an idea how many you got. See,
Yeah.
I have still a whole shit ton of them in the boxes in the closet. And if I was to guess a number, could be near 150. I don't know. It's a lot. I've got the ECW, almost the entire set. A ton of what was during the Attitude Era? What was that? Jax? Was
Yeah.
Jax figures doing yeah. I got a
Yeah.
boatload of those.
Yeah, it was Jax. Yeah, because that's oops. Can't find my camera. There it is. Jax.
Okay. Yeah, those were the ones. So I got so many of those. And then whatever came right after that, where they started looking a little bit better. They had some other ones after that that actually looked a little bit better than that. And like, I think, I want to say Kurt, for example, had his red, white, and blue singlet, but it was actual material. It wasn't painted on.
Right.
I can't remember. I'm not like Matt Cardona here where I can bang these things out of my head. He knows every year and everything. So, well, I told you I was going to go. So what I have, like I said, I boxed everything up. This studio that I'm in now used to be nothing but wrestling figures. I mean, every damn place. I had shelves. I've got a little closet in the back corner over here that I actually put ring ropes up to make like a little half ring, and then put the shelves inside of that. And
nice.
But then I just got to a point where I was like, what am I doing with this stuff? It's like, I'm not even in here like looking at them or anything. And even if you did, I mean, how much of that can you do? So came up with this idea, and it's the right move for me because I spend more time in here than I've ever spent in this room, and before I change it over. But that said, I one day went out and saw a Hulk Hogan, more modern day version of him, and picked it up for old time's sake and put it up on the shelf out in the living room. And then I don't know, I got like an OCD thing. I needed to have it balanced. He's just like standing all by himself there. So next thing I know, I saw one or two other ones, and I don't remember which ones now, but I was like, yeah, that's a Hall of Fame name if ever there was one. And next thing you know, I was like, well, if I'm going to get those three, then I got to get a couple more, because if they're there, then these guys got to be there in the Hall of Fame, my personal Hall of Fame. So next thing you know, I've got, I can actually show you because I put a video together. So stand by. Yeah, this is, and again, I got so much in the closet right now. It's unbelievable. This is the bottom shelf. We work our way up. Bottom shelf's all the girls. Not a huge selection in that one, but those are the ones that I felt needed to be there. Now we move up to the next shelf. Got Albano in the back. The Horseman. And we'll talk a little bit in a minute about some of the jackets that you see these guys wear. And these are custom made.
The Rockers.
That's a custom Strike Force going on back there. I had to take Martel's head off. It's a little bit larger than that size action figure. Not a lot, but that's, I needed to have one. So there's DiBiase with that $1 million belt.
Where'd you get the Andre trophy?
I don't. When I was buying stuff on eBay, I had to buy all these belts. So while I was buying the belts, that was part of a set. Somebody was selling like 4 belts and the Andre trophy.
Nice.
Same thing with Bob Backlund's jacket back there. I love that Magnum TA. It is so spot on.
That's nice.
Yeah. And now we go to the top tier. So the Hogan in the background is the one that I bought first, and that started everything that you just see in this video. All these other ones spawned off of that. This is one of my 2 favorite Warriors. The other one we saw a minute ago, and this one, I just like the look on his face. It reminds me of the very early days of the Ultimate Warrior. He kind of had that pout all the time.
Right.
That dusty road set me back a little bit. $50 to be exact. That whole outfit that Piper is wearing is custom. On that Undertaker outfit is custom. And I need to get a shirt, a proper shirt for HBK.
Yep.
That Macho Man also cost me a couple of bucks. That was about 35, I'd say. It was a while back. I do remember Dusty costing me $50 though.
I like that Andre. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah. So this Piper outfit right here, there was a company, and I can't remember the name of it offhand, that made gear for wrestling figures. And you'd tell them basically whether it's Jack's or whether it's, whatever one it is. And they would let you know that they do or don't make them for that size figure. Well, with these things, and collecting was super hot at the time. So they had the Piper jacket, the Piper kilt. It's even got the little thing he wears in the front there. And they were in the Philippines. So you'd wait a good 2 months to get your shit. But it's incredibly good quality. I mean, it looks great. It's not made cheap. And somehow they make it small enough, but yet flexible enough that it fits the figures and it looks good. That Undertaker, let me see if we can go back here. Those are all hand applied rivets.
Nice.
They're actual rivets. And again, the material's pretty pliable, so you can put it where you need it to go. Let me see. I think everything else is on the lower shelves. That was no. Dusty, I think when I bought him, did not have his headband, so I had to buy the headband separately off somebody else on eBay. And maybe the shirt too. I don't remember. I might have got the figure without any of his original gear, and then I got the gear separately. But like I said, Dusty, all said and done, probably cost me closer to $65. Let's go back here. Yeah, the Bob Backlund jacket was another one. The Iron Sheik, whatever you want to call that there, robe.
Yeah.
And the Tito Santana jacket in the background over here with the Intercontinental belt. That was another one I bought. Oh, and Greg Valentine's, I think. Did I buy the Valentine one, or did that come with the figure? That might have come with the figure. And I believe I ordered the Paul Orndorff robe as well, separately. And all the Horseman jackets and the T-shirt for Luger were all customs.
Nice.
So there is companies that still do it, and I think I felt like I actually found them the other day because I was going through all this retro stuff was making me think. And hold on, I'll check here. Hold on. Wow, they do have some pretty cool looking everything from eBay on, but I'm trying to see. Ringside Collectibles even has some stuff. I don't know. What's this? It's funny. I found it the other day. But it seemed like it was almost done, though. So you got a place called Figure Toy Company, which I'm not familiar with them. Wrestling Superstore, not familiar with them. Let me try something else here. Ralph's Figure Collecting was the name of the place. Now it's still there, it has a website, and now it looks like it's more US based somehow. But the
cool.
but the selection is almost none. It's like you've got a Seth Rollins Kingslayer shirt, and you got the old New Day green shirt. To give you an idea how old this is, we got the Enzo and Big Cass soft shirt. Yeah. So, and that's like it. They got 5 selections, and 3 of them are for or 2 of them are for the New Day. 2 of them are for Enzo and Cass, and then 1 for Seth Rollins, and that's it. You can go through, and it shows, products by superstars, and if you open it up and see it all, actually, why am I telling you about it? I can show it to you. There we go. So here's Ralph's, and they gave you the whole rundown of everybody. Now, it didn't have Backlund here anymore, but like I said, I thought it was weird that the name was Ralph's, yet they were out of the Philippines. But now it appears that this is based in the U.S. Problem is all this stuff. So let's say we go to CM Punk, and you have all these different shirts you can get for CM Punk figures. But then if you click on one, oh, hold on a minute. Maybe it is still there. Let's see. Oh, they are still taking some. I felt like everything I clicked on, they didn't have anymore. Okay, well, hey, if you want to dress up your action figures, you can go to Ralph's. I still don't think it's the same company. It's the same name. I just don't think it's a company.
Maybe they bought them out or something.
Possibly. Christopher Hovis, what's up, buddy? What do we got here? You have legendary matches with figures in Toy Ring, don't you? Not anymore. Back in the day, I can tell you that everything you just saw in that video has never seen hand-to-hand combat of any kind. They've been opened, they've been placed on those glass shelves, and they have remained there. As a matter of fact, I still have most of the original packaging. I mean, one of these days, maybe I'll break out one of the boxes from the closet and we can just go through each of those one at a time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hum Along. And like I said, it wasn't supposed to happen because I'd already boxed a bunch of stuff up and said, that's it, I'm done. And it just started with that one Hogan with the big yellow bow around. And next thing I know, I
only takes one.
It's like tattoos, or Pringles. Yeah. Hum Along likes that trophy too. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good piece to have. Yep, that was why I bought that one. That was my favorite version of Hogan in any action figure I've ever seen of him, because that was my earliest memory of him in the WWF, was when he was wearing those baby blue shorts and the boots and had the American-made T-shirt. I always preferred that over the yellow and red. You did see Slaughter. He's back there as well.
I don't want to know who they're talking about.
Me.
Oh.
I'm Oosty. I'm not juicy. Happy holidays to you too. As a matter of fact, I got something. I think I got something. I do got something. Here you go. Ho, 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 bitches. I've been recording some 2K content that'll be popping up over the next several days here and there. Make sure you leave likes and comments on these things so I get an idea what you're liking and just it helps direct the show a little bit. But the time of day that I had to do these, I knew everybody would probably be either at work or asleep. So I said, I'll just record it. This way, if something doesn't go right, I can edit it. I actually didn't have to do any editing, though. To my surprise, everything actually went very smoothly. So I already posted this morning, I believe it was the Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
I highly recommend, if nothing else, you check out the TV title match because it was fucking epic and it was all simmed. I couldn't have written that. Where's Owen Indeed? Well, you know what? Where was the British Bulldog? Where was the Anvil? I mean, I gotta somewhere along the line, I gotta draw it. And one thing you'll notice that all of them had were either the world title or the intercontinental title or the tag team titles. And Owen obviously falls into those categories, pretty much all of them. We talked about the European Championship. That would be a nice one. Did he ever actually? Did Owen have the European title? I think he did, right? When he was at the Hart Foundation, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. He had it at the same time he had a Slammy.
That's right. Yes. Didn't he have that at the same time as the tag team titles? I felt like he had a belt in each hand. Maybe not.
He might have.
Definitely had the Slammy thing going with it, though.
Yeah. I think he had the European title around his waist, then he had 2 Slammies and he carried them both out.
That's right. He had 2 Slammies. Yeah. Jay, what's on your shelves, man?
Oh, let's see. What do we want to start with?
I don't know.
Well, let's see. We got
I'm liking it already.
Yep.
Ron the Truth Killings. Holy shit. What is those are pictures on the right side.
Oh, that's just part of the packaging. It's just
yeah. I thought it was a belt at first. Like they had and does he have a belt in there?
Nope. It's actually he's got a guardrail with him.
There you go.
And then later TNA, we've got Sting with the baseball bat.
That's kind of cool to have because, you look at the WWF, WCW figures, there's a ton of Stings out there, but you don't think about the TNA version.
Right. And let's see here. My first woman that I have, I've got Sheeta from AEW with the women's title. And of course, I've got the late, great Mr. Eddie Guerrero.
Nice.
From the SummerSlam series. And going back to the Jacks, of course, I showed this a little bit earlier, but that's my Shawn Michaels from back then.
So I've got that same Shawn Michaels wearing the baby blue trunks.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What series would that have been? I don't see it. I don't see it on that. But I just picked up this the other day. Mr. Brody Lee with his TNT title. And then back before we had posable figures and stuff, we had these guys. The hard rubber. Yep. And the only reason I picked up Mr. Yeah, so did I. And when I was looking through them the other day, they had a bunch of them, but they were all beat to hell because the paint would chip off. Captain's perfect. And I only paid $8 for him. So I'm ecstatic about that.
Yeah, so I sold all of mine to that one guy. And
right.
Mine were all kind of fixed up. I bought the special paint that would stay on the not actual rubber. It's like a polyurethane. The figures are made out
Oh,
of.
okay, yeah.
And certain paint, if you used it, it would get sticky like glue. It was nasty as hell. But there was this one particular hobby paint that you could use where it would dry the way you need it to dry. The look was the right kind of color, and it was a flat color, didn't shine and get glossy and stuff like that. And I went and
Right.
fixed mine up so that they didn't look all chewed up. And then he tells me, "Oh man, wish you wouldn't have done that. We'd be worth a lot more." So
Yeah.
basically, even if they're chewed up, they're worth more chewed up natural than they are repainted.
Right.
But he took them
That's
anyway.
a lot of stuff. Right. But on the top shelf, I've got my Alexa Bliss Funko Pop
Funko Pops.
with a um Lily in there. It's hard to see her, but it's in there. And
like
then
Prego.
yeah. And then I've got my 3-pack of Pez from with the Undertaker, John Cena, and The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then just picked this up the other day. My 2-pack of Funko Pops with Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
DX, there you go.
And then woo, had to get me a Ric Flair. So
I think I've got that one. I've got two Funko Pop Flares. I got the one that came with 2K18 or 19 or whichever one. That Flair was the box set of. I got that. And then the other one looks pretty much like that. It's right over here, but there's not enough light for me to tell. I got Hogan. I got Jake Roberts. What else I got over there? The Rock.
No, I haven't. I used to have a Macho Man Keith, but it got attacked by a dog, so I've yet to be able to replace him. So I've got to get another Macho Man.
And I've got that one,
of course,
that was on the top shelf in the back.
And then, of course, if anybody is into like role playing games or anything, up on the very top is the WWF, because it was before they got the F out. Know Your Role playing game book. Create your own superstar.
You were talking about playing role playing games, and you got me nervous there for a minute.
Why?
I don't know. I was having flashbacks to what was that movie with John Travolta? Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Didn't know if you want to play role playing games, we need a GIMP.
No.
That's the one I just bought at Mania. Which one are we referring to? I know we're a little bit behind on the timeline here with the comments.
Chat.
I did. I don't anymore. I had the blue WWF ring for the original Hasbro's. And time took its toll on that just because the elastic wears out, and then even the ring posts from being pulled together for so many years that they end up snapping down. Yeah, they bend in and they crack off at the base a little bit too. So that one didn't make it. And my AWA ring really went a long way, but then about 5 or 6 years ago, it finally just there was no real saving it. I wish I would have anyway, but I had the red AWA ring with the steel cage assembly. A lot of people had the white one. You didn't see as many of the reds. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That thing got played on. That had a lot of my Remco AWA lineup. They had some action.
Yeah, the place I got Brody and Captain at, they actually had, I want to say like 10 different play sets from the 90s, and like 3 or 4 of them were WCW, and I didn't know WCW had any play sets out for their figures.
There you go. Blazed. Welcome, buddy. Blazed Radio in the house. Dude, if you have the AWA figures, you're sitting on a small gold mine, because I'm telling you right now, depending on condition and everything, but those things are fetching $1. And again,
Yeah.
some of them, I had Abdul, I had Carlos Colon. There were a lot of them that, if you have like Buddy Rose complete and Doug Summers complete, Buddy Rose had the actual robe with the Rose logo on the back. Those things are filthy rich type. I mean, I've seen those things sell for $500. And that was years ago, so who knows? I had the full Freebirds with all of their ring gear in mint condition.
Ooh.
I wish I wouldn't have took them out of the box because they came in a 1-box 3-pack. But
Right.
I sold all that to this one collector. He took all my Remcos for AWA, and he took my what those LJNs, the first run ever, the big rubber guys.
I think
it's LJN.
So.
Yeah, it is because they had the posters that said LJN on it.
Yep.
There you go. See, I know a little bit. Anyway, he took all those. I had probably 40 LJNs, give or take. I mean, I had like SD Jones and Morocco, and literally he took all those, and he took my Remcos, the little first WWF wrestlers that came out that were movable parts and all that, the little tiny guys. So he took all those too. I had Dusty Rhodes and Andre in that series, and those two fetch money.
I was just at a Walmart, and they're coming out with like retros, and they're about that size.
They're basically they're the same cast and everything. They're even using the same models because some of them, you had, I forget who had like Jake Roberts had the punch or whatever. It's the same exact things. You had the guy with a 2-hand slam.
Yeah.
So they basically just putting new faces on it, but it's a brilliant idea. And then of course I'd see these. They started out with the first line had like Brock Lesnar and a couple other names. I think Kevin Owens. And I'm like, well, I just sold them all off. Otherwise, I'd be tempted to pull them out, put them on a shelf, and then put the new ones in there with them, right? But fortunately for me, I'd already sold them off, so that wasn't a problem I had to stumble with anymore. Chuck in the house too. Yes, he is. Vince who? What Vince said that? Not this Vince.
maybe Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
maybe that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's coming back.
Because Purist did mention that about Vince and 2K, so maybe that's what he was referring to.
They've definitely got
you can find
yeah. They even have the Hart Foundation going back all the way to the LJN series. They were a 2-pack, and they also had the British Bulldogs as a 2-pack.
And you can find Doink too. They've had a few versions of him out there too.
Yeah. I had the little Hasbro version of him. Again, that's sold. I think that was it. Never a Doink fan, so. Yes, good point, Infrared. Impact is getting back into the... Yeah, I'd heard about this.
Is that because of Matt? I'm just saying.
Anything is possible. Who knows?
I mean, if you're a huge... I mean, these guys are huge collectors and stuff, so I couldn't see them... I could see Matt going to Scott and saying, look, this is a huge market. Why aren't we doing anything with this?
Those beast figures. Which beast figure? Oh, yeah, I know what he's talking about. The LJNs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, the figures for their time, buddy, were pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sucked that they weren't posable. I always thought, way back before they came out, and I was still, probably 12, 13, whatever at the time when I was really getting into wrestling, I would take like a Spider-Man figure and a Hulk figure or whatever, and just, they had to be Morocco and Santana or whatever it was, And I had actually built a wrestling ring out of some scrap wood that was in the basement. And it actually wasn't half bad, all things considered. But I thought they would always just come out with wrestling figures based on those. Remember those old Spider-Man and Batman figures that you'd get in the store in the
Yep.
box, and eventually the rubber band inside would snap and the arms and legs would fall off, and it was tragic.
Yeah.
You'd be out in the backyard burying shit, This is Batman's last run.
Or with a pair of needle nose pliers trying to get a new rubber band in there.
Yes. Indeed. So anyway, I thought they were just going to use that same logic and put wrestler heads on them. Instead, they did the LJN thing.
Yeah.
Which, for posing purposes, if you're just going to put it on a shelf, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're a kid trying to play wrestling, wasn't so great.
Right.
Funko Pops. I'm not addicted, but I've got a bunch. It's funny. I was just looking around the studio, and I've got a Fonzie one out in the living room on top of the entertainment center. If I find one that's like one of my most obscure Funko Pops, actually, hold on.
While he's doing that hum along, for me, as far as the Funko Pops go, I'm very particular about which ones I buy. I won't just buy any. Like, I've got the three here, the three wrestlers, but then over on the other side, I've got one Marvel Spider-Man. I've got John Wick with his dog, and then I got Batman with the Hall of Justice, and that's all the Funko Pops I have. Because like Vince, it's like I'm not just going to buy them to buy them. They have to stand out and actually have some sort of meaning for me. So.
Well, shit. I just had them the other day. Now I don't know where I put them. There ain't but so many places it could be. Well, anyway, it's the groundhog from Caddyshack.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I saw that, I just started cracking up at Walmart. Said, all right, come on, you're coming home.
Right. I would have probably bought that one too.
The gopher.
Right.
But I got a whole bunch.
While you were looking for that, I was just telling like hum along. I was like, besides the wrestling ones, I've only got 3 others, and it's John Wick and his dog because I love the John Wick movies. I've got a Spider-Man one because it's cool the way it looks, and then I've got Batman with the Hall of Justice, and that's it. I'm very particular. I don't just go out and buy any. Had I seen the groundhog, yeah, I'd have bought it too, just because I love the movie Caddyshack.
Exactly. He's asking
how much
what you
did I pay
for the Funko Pop. Mine was at Walmart, so it was like $10.
Yeah, I think that's what I paid for it too. Was about 10, maybe 12, depending.
And like I said,
and
it's the box set for 2K. I don't know if it was 18 or 19. I had the Ric Flair box set.
Yeah. And that's a pin. Actually, it's not the actual figure.
Right.
Ooh, I never thought about that. Yeah, you're right. I could just get the Mega Powers 2-pack,
which is out now.
I know. Yeah.
It does look good. I'm got nowhere to put them anymore. As you can see, those shelves are all full, and I am not going any bigger than that. That's it. We're done.
Oh, you just get another cabinet.
No, we're not going to get another cabinet. We are done. Plus, that was all bought while I was making my Disney money, okay? So I had a lot of disposable income back then. Now I have less disposable income.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I love the Rift series.
What is the AWA ring getting on eBay? It's got to be, depending on condition.
Right. trying to wait to see what.
I'm going to pull it up.
Again.
Let's go
Actually,
shopping.
I did know they had a ring. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
my goodness. I should have kept it. Even broken, it would have been probably worth a decent penny. $202. That's mine right there. The red one with the cage.
Nice.
I had all of it exactly as you see it there. Now, the ropes, like I said, had given away a little bit. They'd stretched out. And the posts, where it connects down here at the bottom into the ring, that basically you just pushed it in because of the tension and closing in. They snapped towards the very bottom of it. But yeah, I had that exact ring with the cage assembly. You see these little slots here on the sides. You know what they were for?
Did they have a like a that you put the figures on so you could fight with them through?
Yep. And I did not have that. Even the deadbolt or the padlock, I had that too. Man, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have thrown it away. The only thing this guy is missing, same thing I was missing, are those poles. So they were basically poles that had like little hooks on them that you would snap around the waist of the wrestler.
Right.
And you would feed it in and kind of, but I mean, how much wrestling can you do that way? So I don't think anyone ever used them. But man, he's got exactly what I had. And he'll probably get his 200 because that's in pretty good shape. You can see the right there, the ring posts are blending in. And again, right here where it snaps in, it'll end up cracking and breaking. But all things said, that's actually in pretty good shape.
Damn.
Now, this is the one that is more common. Now, it doesn't, I think the difference was this came with a wrestler or two, perhaps, but it did not come with the steel cage. So this is probably the first one they came out with, which I didn't even know about that. I had all these guys. I had Larry Zbyszko, Ric Flair, bought him just the way you see him here. Had the Martel.
Is that Baron von Raschke?
Baron von Raschke had the jacket still. I sold all this shit to this guy. I mean, I made $1,500 on the transaction. So if we were talking about the amount of money I spent on the stuff I sold him, I probably spent $200 and I sold it for $1,500. So I did all right. And you can see the ropes here, how they're just kind of sad and droopy, and that's the way they get.
Yeah.
This one looks clean as shit. Hold on a minute.
Oh, it's got ring stairs.
Yeah, but this I think is a custom. Hold on a minute. Yep, custom AWA Remco Mini Masters vintage style. But it looks good.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's an actual canvas of sorts. What's he trying to get for this thing? Customs never, $40 is fair. You're not going to get $100, buddy. I'm telling you that right now. First off, the height's off. I can tell by looking at it. That's not going to. But I think $40 you might get lucky. The Battle Royal playset. That's what that came with, that white ring. And that was the only way you get the referee, too. And eventually they had a Dick Worley referee.
Oh.
Which I never got him. And I always wanted him because he was Saturday mornings WWF for me the longest time. So I was always like, Dick Worley was the referee. Stan Lane and Steve Kern. That's right. They had them there they go. With the suspenders and everything. So I had bought them on eBay after the fact, and they didn't have the suspenders or the bow ties. So I didn't have the complete collection on them, unfortunately. What do we got here? WCW. The hell is this? For which figures would that go?
1990 rare.
It's got
Galoob
a real
wrestling room.
Galoob. Oh my goodness. So the Galoob were the small version of the LJNs.
Right.
They were the molded rubbery plastic that you couldn't bend or anything, but they were much smaller. They were only about 6 inches.
Yep.
What is this? No, wait a minute. Custom. Okay. Damien Demento. It's not bad for a custom. See, a lot of guys are making customs because you go to like your local grocery store or your Walgreens, whatever, and they have those cheap knockoff wrestlers, but they were pretty much
Dollar
Remco
store too.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So they would buy up those bodies, and then all you got to do is work on the head sculpting. And if you're good, you can do that. There's Buddy Jack. Here we go. I had both of them, and they were in a lot better shape than this. Jimmy Garvin and Regal, the other Regal. Steve Regal, as opposed to William Regal. What is this?
Oh, that's one of the SmackDown rings.
Yes, it is. And I do still
I had
have
the Raw
a ring.
version.
I've got a ring from the Attitude Era figures that you can change the skirts on. I've only got the one skirt, which is WrestleMania. But that's up in the closet. Hasn't seen the light of day in 15 years. Why I have it, I don't know. Yep, there's the sticks.
Yep.
That's them. Oh, here we go. Trying to make it bigger, wouldn't do it. Okay. Ooh, mercy. Whoa. What? $3,000?
Yeah, I thought you saw that.
No, I didn't see that. I just sprained my eye looking.
That's the price you get when you have the sticks with it.
Damn it, man. Where are my sticks? Greg Gagne. I had Gagne and Hennig. Yep. They had the military outfit back when they were working along. They call them the Gagne's Raiders here, but they were working with Slaughter.
Yeah.
Martel. And mind you, they didn't have Slaughter because why?
WWE. Ref.
No. Slaughter was with them. Because he had signed an exclusive with G.I. Joe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, because they even mentioned that in that documentary for AWA.
There's the championship belt that holds figures. So you had the main plate, and then on the side plates, there was clips, and you could put a couple of wrestling figures on the belt.
Nice.
I mean, everything looks like it has never been used. Jeez Louise, talk about a time machine. But I don't think he's going to get $3,000. I'm just saying. Not for me, he ain't. That's for sure. Hey, there's a stick.
Yep.
This guy's got the stick and nothing else. Looks like a wrench. Oh, the good old days. The padlock alone, they want $80. You got to be kidding me. That ain't worth 10. Man, I'll take a freaking bread tie, twisty tie, and use that. I don't know how to buy that shit. A pair of gold plastic rings. Let's call them what they are. Plastic rings.
Right.
$45. $100. Get out of town. Oh, there's something else to talk about. So they had a little spot on Raw talking about tribute to the troops.
Right.
And the history of. And they had like a still photograph of Chris Benoit in the ring.
Good.
Me somebody's going to get in a lot of fucking trouble for that. I think that slipped past the censors personally. I don't think for a moment that was supposed to happen.
I'm trying to remember who it was I saw talk about in an interview, but they said, despite, yeah, it was tragic what happened, but you can't deny his impact on wrestling. And so, I mean,
look, I've always said that it's like not putting him in a Hall of Fame or whatever. And I mean, look, is OJ in the Hall of Fame? No. I mean, that's it. Yes, it was me all along. The UE figure of Doink. What's a UE? European Union?
mm-hmm.
I was just never a Doink fan, so it didn't matter how good it looked. I just didn't care.
Right.
The mellow yellow cans with NWAWC stars on them. I vaguely recall them, but I don't know that I ever saw one ever in my life in person. Used to have the muscle figures. There you go. I remember those. Never had one, but I remember them.
I tried to collect them all.
Infrared's got the entire Elite Funko Pops.
Ooh. Who's Kenny Omega biting in it? Yeah. my youngest brother.
Record albums? Because I got a whole
my
youngest back here too.
My youngest brother, he's into music and stuff, and he collects albums. And we were just talking about that the other day. He's like, I gotta sell some of these. I've got too many.
I've got one of these days. I'm going to do a studio tour or something over here. So behind me is an entertainment center, but on that entertainment center is all my DJ equipment. I used to DJ back in the day, and I just kept the gear, figuring, you never know what the future holds. You might need to make some extra money on the weekends sooner or later. So it's there just in case, although I cannot imagine me doing any more events at this point. But I've got a lot of vinyl back there. I've got cassettes back there. I've got a little bit of everything. The answer to this question is absolutely 100% yes.
Yeah.
Had them, remember them, used them. They were stupid as hell, but we liked them.
I had Junkyard Dog and Iron Sheik.
I know I had Volkov and I think Junkyard Dog.
I had Big John Studd too.
It was always hard to find a Hogan one.
Yes.
Never had the toy ring. My father was a carpenter, so he made me a ring, which is exactly the same thing I did.
Yeah, a little bigger, not bad.
Then I used that string that you use in baking, like to tie the turkey together or the chicken together.
So
I use that for the ring ropes. Worked fine.
Yep.
Is there a video of the stick and play? You know what? It's YouTube, and I got to believe there probably is. Oh, by the way, for those of you watching live, thank you for that, because you never know if you'll be able to watch us on the replay or not. The last, our last episode is still living in the dark ages because we were showing clips from the Impact match, and it got struck down and unable to be watched anywhere in the entire globe. So,
which I find funny because I watch videos all the time where people's got clips of wrestling in it, so I don't get it.
yeah, like I said, I can't figure. Well, Impact was the one that got me my first channel struck down when I was using the
Really?
video. But I was redoing the voiceover stuff. And just I would do like let's say Jeff Jarrett cut a promo. I would use the video of him cutting a promo, but then I would do his voice from my own angle. Because at that time we didn't have promos in the game.
Right.
So I had to, do what I had to do. And they did what they had to do. Next thing you know, I lost a channel. Let's see. No, this guy's not. I'm just taking a quick look to see if anyone's actually showing them in use. And who's like the number 3 coming up on the list? Matt Cardona.
Of course.
Now, I've learned one thing about StreamYard. If I start to share pretty much anything, like when you and I did the movies, we watch a movie, I can play it here and you can watch it, but that's off of a DVD.
Right.
But anything off of YouTube, for example, you won't get the audio. So like when I was going through that Clash of the Titans, were you able to hear the commentary and everything? Okay, well,
nope.
You could have said something.
I was just enjoying watching it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you're missing part of it because, it's like the guy had all the Okerlund clips and all the body clips and the audios and stuff, and it automatically filters that out. You won't get any audio on StreamYard. I'm not seeing anything showing the sticks in use. Let me see here. Nope. Nope, don't see anything. I mean, realistically, if you had that stuff, you wouldn't want to be banging around with it at this point in time based on the potential for $3,000.
I bet if you keep a watch on it, somebody will buy it for $3,000.
I highly doubt it.
I don't. There's some stupid people out there. Okay.
Edition. Duh. Thank you. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier on about Pile Driver, the album, and I was going to start playing it, and then I realized you'll never hear
it. Right.
I have the CD. Now, the CD I might be able to play, but I don't know where the hell it's at the moment. It's in this room somewhere, but that doesn't narrow it down a whole lot.
I mean, I'm surprised that I haven't gotten more things with the music I've been using for my videos, but all I keep saying is basically you don't get the royalties from this. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not looking to make money off of this because to do that, you got to give me a Social Security and all this other stuff. And I'm like, hell no. Hell, Sony got hacked, and they're a whole lot tougher than YouTube. 6,000.
That's a decent collection.
It sure is. I still have all my music CDs right in the closet over there, man. There's like 2 trees of them. I look at them nowadays, and I'll be going down, and it's like, Stone Temple Pilots and what, and I'm like, man, I'm starting to feel like I'm my grandfather all of a sudden. This is all stuff that was really cool like 30 years ago.
Dude, the day I knew I was old was the day I heard Welcome to the Jungle played on classic rock radio. I said, that's it. I'm done.
Oh, I got that beat. Remember when AMC used to be classic movies and that's all it was?
Yeah.
Turner Movie Classic, TMC.
Right.
And that's all they had was like the old black and whites, Rebel Without a Cause, movies like that. All of a
Right.
sudden, one day they had Christopher Reeve as Superman. And I'm like, what the fuck? That can't be a classic because that means I'm old.
Right. Yeah.
And that was a long time ago, too, when that happened. I was like, get the fuck out of here. It's only about 20 years old.
Well, 20 years for a car is classic anymore, so.
Look up the new
Oh,
80s Revolution. Is that the name of the video?
must be. As the video of the stick in use. Leave it to Chuck to find something like that.
Oh, that's a channel. Oh, it's the same dude I've been looking at here. Oh, he's got some of the old VHSs as well. I've still got probably 4 to 6 of the AWA VHS tapes. I would be afraid to try and play one. Have you ever seen what happens to VHS tapes once their day has come? All the brown magnetics, it just turns to powder and falls off. And you still have the actual clear plastic that it was on.
Right.
But you won't get anything out of that. The reason I know that is way back when the Orlando Magic had their very first ever game. It was a preseason game. And I knew nothing about basketball back then, but hey, I was in Orlando and we had a professional team. Finally, we had something, right?
Right.
So I went out there and it was like one of my all-time favorite sporting moments because I went out there, had no ticket, was trying to scalp, couldn't get one, and literally was getting ready to walk back to the car and maybe go to a bar or something, watch it on TV because it wasn't happening. And as I was getting ready to hang it up, this old lady was walking across the street and said, "Hey, one of my friends couldn't come today. I need to sell a ticket." And it ended up being as far up in the upper bowl as you could get. My back was against the upper bowl wall. That's the truth. Greatest game I've ever been to, though. I didn't know a lot of the rules. I knew a little of the basics. And we were playing the defending champion Detroit Pistons when they were the bad boys. So here is a upstart expansion team, which means you got everybody's cast-offs going up against the defending world champions. Yeah, it's preseason, but still, we're going to get our asses kicked. Except we didn't. And they were still playing Joe Dumars in the fourth quarter of a preseason game because they were losing to this Magic team that's never been on the court before. And the Magic ended up winning that game. Well, I had recorded it at home for posterity. And for the longest time, it was on VHS. And then about 10 years ago, I got DVD burners and stuff. And I was converting certain things over that I wanted to make sure I hung on to. And I did that with the Magic game. And after I got done with it, I took the cassette out and it literally turned to powder. If I hadn't have done what I did when I did, I would have lost that game. So that's how I know what happens. But let's see if I can find like I said, he's got a whole channel full of videos. That's WWF ring. I'm not seeing it offhand. I know he's probably got it because he's showing a bunch of different AWA stuff in general. Oh, maybe it was AMC.
Yeah.
American Movie Classics. Okay, I was right the first time. All right, purist. Oh, look at you on the bunk beds. If you're on the top, man, don't turn over in your sleep. It's a long way down, buddy. Powerpuff Girls. I know of the name, and that's about as much. But by that time, I was done with all that crap.
Oh yeah.
They did. Yeah, they just had it on TV celebrating the 50-year anniversary. And the funny thing is, I was watching it and I'm like, damn, these commercials. I said, I know I bought the whole 3-pack for like $10 at Walmart, which again, how old does that make it? And I couldn't find it anywhere. Then today I found it. It was on a different shelf. But those movies are so good. All three of them are good. A lot of people don't like Godfather 3. I liked it. I thought it was really good. It was a different vibe going on, but I thought it was done really well.
Yeah.
Try to send the link, but it ain't blue. Well, send the link anyway. I don't need it to be blue. I can copy and paste.
Ooh,
yeah, there you go. $4 at Goodwill.
Yeah.
You got a better
Yeah,
deal
I've gotten
on
a
yours
lot
than
of
I
good
did
stuff.
on mine.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of good stuff at Goodwill.
That's the other thing too. I got so many friggin' DVDs. My girlfriend looks at me and says, "Have you ever watched any of these twice?" Well, I've watched most of them twice. But now that I look at them, here's the funny thing. When you're buying these in your 20s, your 30s, whatever, you think to yourself, you'll watch them again, whatever. As you get older and you start to think, and you wake up in the morning and go, yeah, I'm already past the top of the hill. I'm looking down at this point in time. I got more days behind me than I do in front of me. How
Right.
much of that time do I want to spend watching a movie I've seen twice or 3 times or 5? Now, the good thing about getting older is I forgot all of them. So it's like a first run every time.
Right.
I just have to trust myself that if I bought it, it must be good. You sent the link, but I don't see it. It's not showing up here. Maybe let me see something real quick. Maybe if I go to my YouTube chat.
Ooh, man.
No, I'm not seeing any link in the chat.
It's a conspiracy. YouTube don't want us to do nothing.
And by the way, having my YouTube page up for a moment ago, I could tell you it was only like a 5-second delay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
OBS is like 21 seconds. It could be. I know YouTube can be fussy that way sometimes about putting links in, but I can't remember now. I feel like I've done it, but that was so long ago, I don't remember. Try to put it in without the URL. Just put in the actual, or better yet, just copy the name of the video. Like go to the actual video and just copy the entire title and send that over without the URL or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Because you can put that in the search for YouTube and pull it up.
Exactly. Ooh, Bray Wyatt shares an emotional message about Barry Windham. Right now, you don't hear any of that, right?
I hear a little bit, but not. It's not very loud. Nope, it cut it out.
Yeah. Basically, he's talking about how growing up in the family, he looked up to his uncle as if he were a god.
Right.
Oh shit, he had no pulse for 10 to 20 minutes.
Who?
Barry.
Right. That's a long time not to have your heart beating.
Yeah, they have a GoFundMe account.
Okay.
You talk about out of character. This is.
Now, is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt shares a most emotional message about Barry Windham. That's the name of the title.
Okay.
But totally different than anything we've ever seen with him before. Never mind, he never took it out of the box. Clickbait. Motherfucker. I hate when they do that. Yeah, there won't be any audio. Like I said, that's just the way it works. Now, what I did with the Impact thing, and I think it would have dinged me either way, even if I would have done it the other way, is I went and captured the video prior to going live, and then I had the video files on my desktop. So we were not watching it off YouTube. I originally got it off YouTube, but now we were watching it off my own files. And then they still have the algorithms that'll trace the audio and trace the imagery and stuff like that. That's why a lot of these guys that'll post highlights of pay-per-views, sometimes they'll invert. So like an AEW logo on the ring will be backwards mirror imaged because that throws the algorithms off a little bit and you're less likely to get caught. And that's why they also chop it up in little 3-second segments, because if you go beyond that, they can pick it up. That's just a lot more work and effort than I want to do. And again, some people are real fussy and strike your shit down very quickly if you use any of their content, and other people just say, we'll take the monetization.
Yeah.
And since I'm not monetizing anything, doesn't hurt me. Let them have it. One thing I mean, I get, look, WCW, yeah. Impact can't just have anybody going around posting their stuff up and all that. I get it, because again, it's copyrighted material. But I am promoting the shit out of your product, just so you know.
Right. Yeah.
Give a brother a pass. When they come here in January, I'm going to see if I can talk to Scott about that. He'd laugh me out of the building.
Or I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, listen, guys, this went a lot longer than I ever anticipated, but that's because you guys were getting involved in time and how we evolved into the world of toys. But that's what WrestleChat's all about. We have no direction whatsoever. We had a couple of things to discuss that were happening, and then from there, it kind of has its own legs and goes wherever it goes.
And I mean, for the most part, we stayed on a wrestling topic. Just different types of wrestling stuff.
I think the next one, I do have a plan. And if I knew the exact date and time, I would start setting that up right now, but I don't. Keep an eye on the channel. What I'll do, if I can figure out a time where I know that I'll be available, then I'll put a header up in the community tab that'll give you the heads up for that. But what I want to do is the end of the year match of the years.
Ooh,
so
okay.
we're going to do it in a tournament bracket and have the match of the year versus this man. And then you guys will all vote on it, and whichever one gets the votes moves on to the next round. Kind of like the NCAA thing, you know?
Nice.
So right now, a lot of people have talked about Cody and Seth, and of course, a couple of us have been talking about this big match at Impact last week with Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey. And then there have been a couple of other ones in between. The one that came to my mind after we got done with the show, and then I had to do my fact checking and realize, it didn't make the cut by the calendar. But I was thinking about the dark match, not the dark match, but the lights out match between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. But that was 2000.
Yeah.
That was 2021 though. Didn't in March no less. So it was way in advance of 2022. But that's how far back I had to go to think of one that I would put up in the same argument. So still time though. Get your answers in. There's it's not a poll because we're trying to get answers, but if you go on the community tab, you'll see it. And just put down what you think the match of the year could be for the last year. What you think was the most quality match, and what event it took place at, whether it was a Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, AEW, whatever. And we will put it up there in the bracket and see which one wins. It'll probably be somewhere near the 29th, maybe the day after we do our other. I got to get with couple of people. I think we're going to do for the Battle Bowl for PWI is we're going to have an open invitation to anyone who competed. So if they were on the show at least once, we'll throw them in there.
Okay.
Just to get as big a battle royal as we can. And after that, it's made the best man win. And hopefully I'll be able to get Blazed on there to host the show so that I can teach you guys again. You got to remember something. It's real important. I never lost the title. I relinquished it. Know what I mean?
Yeah. But I'm still coming in last, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you've got all those days ahead of you. I'll be second to last. I'll take it. Well, actually, I might not. Purist probably has more than I do, so. I'll outthink him. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this. Another fun episode of WrestleChat. This one should be left up on YouTube. I don't think we'll get struck down this time. But in the meantime, look for us again in the near future. Once again, as things happen in this wrestling world on a daily basis, and as soon as it's something that's truly newsworthy, I'm going to want to get out here and chat about it a little bit. This is what we've been doing anyway. I just said, why don't we bring it down the channel?
Right.
And I've been enjoying it, and having you guys filter in your comments as well has also just made it that much better. So thank you for that.
Yep.
What day of the week are we on, buddy?
Tuesday.
What the hell's on tonight? Well, we got
NXT.
the Vince McMahon thing. NXT, that's right. And then we got the Vince McMahon thing on Vice at 9:00. So
yep, at 9.
We might be doing this again tomorrow, depending on what this Vice thing turns out to be.
That's okay.
All right. Say goodnight, Jay.
Good night, Jay.
Everybody else, see you soon. Take care. Happy holidays.